thinking that I was just gonna sit back and take your crap one more time, man. What do you think you are? You ain't nothing special to me, man. You're a piece of flesh. When I step into the ring, I look at that man across the ring from me. I say, well, now, that's my dinner. That's my meal. That's my meal ticket, you see. But what I've been living on just don't fill me up, Hulk Hogan. So I gotta have a little bit more. I gotta...
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back after a good little bit to the Lazy Podcast. I have the one, the only Hannah. You guys are going to be seeing something a little bit different. Of course, this is going to be recorded. We're going to try a new formula for the podcast where we can just kind of record this in two different takes, basically. Of course, we are going to be kind of sitting down, just having a little bit of chat. And then the footage that you guys are seeing, the actual server, we'll discuss the server and what you're seeing in the background. That is, of course, recorded afterwards, just so we didn't really have to think around in server, form thoughts for the podcast, and make what we're doing in server entertaining for you guys to watch while we kind of banter and chit chat. So if you guys like how the podcast is, if you have comments, concerns about how we're going to be doing the podcast or this test, then please let me know down in the description, or not in the description, but in the comments about what you guys want to see, how you want to see the podcast from going forward, as I'm trying something a little bit different, as well, YouTube has some changes that I am trying to work around, and it's going to be a little bit different. So, but yeah, like I said, I have Hannah with me tonight, the lead dev, basically, basically the lead dev, another co-owner of the DCRP community. So you guys are going to be able to get a really nice look into DCRP and the struggles that has been this server for the last year. So with the introduction out of the way, guys, welcome Hannah.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing today, Miss Hannah?
I'm doing alright. You up, well?
Besides the, the lovely stress of being a server co-owner, but of course that's just a stressful thing, as we've found out recently.
Yep.
So for those that actually do not know, myself and Hannah have gone back a really long time, to the point where myself and Hannah actually at one point in time actually tried to make our own community back in the day called Northwest Roleplay, or NWRP. It was actually going really smoothly until funding ran out, basically. So right now we have a good group of guys that are with us, helping fund us. One of them being Moss. He's the other owner. It is a three-way co-ownership type of deal going on within the server. And then we have a ton of heads that are heading our different departments, which are really cool as well. So, really small community right now. If you guys are interested in joining a 5M community that is extremely user-friendly, especially when it comes to new people and being willing to be trained and that kind of stuff, the link to the link to that Discord is in the description. Come join us all in DCRP, or as we formerly call it, Dreamcatcher's Roleplay. So, with that also out of the way, we have juicy snippets about the background work into DCRP and what Hannah's been going through trying to get this stabilized to the point where we can potentially think about even a soft launch or even just a full launch. So, simply, it's all dev work, and I'm just a dev for the in-game stuff. So I will hand this over to Hannah to give you guys the meat and potatoes of dev work.
Yeah, it was we've been up and down. We've been arguing a lot with our people, buying stuff when we don't need it. Plus, it's really hard to start up your own seller when you don't even have the funding to do it.
Right. And a lot of the issue for Northwest, looking back on it, was simply is I was in between jobs a ton while we were doing it, and since then I've stabilized in a job I've been with for about 2 months now. I'm enjoying working with them, so it's been a treat, and I've offered Hannah multiple times that they need help with funding or whatever. I know we also have the other head that's been really good with if funding's needed that they would be able to um help out, but right now they are kind of in an in between part of their life right now where Mr. Moss is having to kind of finalize a lot of moving parts. So it's been hard for him to support the channel or the server, correction, not the channel, but the server, funding wise and that kind of stuff, as what he's wanting to do here in his life is going to cost him a good bit of money.
Yep.
So yeah, north or not northwest, DC. I know about now you guys being a community after my leave for a while there to go back to SAF, which didn't really do too great. You guys kept working on DC. So what was going on during the time that I was gone?
When you were gone, we were trying to discuss how to keep the server going, running CAD, running TeamSpeak, running everything, and then something came up, and a lot of stuff has been changed.
Right. And one of them, of course, being the state head. A lot of you guys that have been around my channel for a while, you guys will know this name from SAF back in the day where Rigby Benson was within the fire department, but Mr. McLaughlin has come and joined us over in DC as the state head, and he ended up taking it from me when I left, which was awesome to see when I came back after, of course, leaving SAF just simply because my time allotted with my work didn't necessarily match up with a server that required so many hours a week because I now work night shifts. So ended up leaving SAF just as I was trying to fight management to get me on days. Moss and Hannah came to me and were like, hey, DC is still going. We're trying to get it up and running. We're being really lenient with hours and that kind of stuff. And if you come back, we'll get you a pretty decent spot within the server again. Now that you're not necessarily tied into any roleplay servers, as of course I left SAF, as I honestly was kind of planning on just retiring out of the 5M scene to continue the War Thunder and the Minecraft stuff that we've been started to do here on the channel until I had to reset my computer, which delays a lot of stuff, which I do apologize for those that were invested in the modded series on Minecraft, but they will be back. I just gotta get some stuff sorted on my computer before we really can do that. So yeah, no, after I've come back, we've gone through a ton of EPs. So
Yeah.
talk us through, or not necessarily me, but talk to the audience through how it's like to have people kind of tossing in EPs, trying to get something that works properly for the type of environment we're trying to make within DC.
We had our people helping us out how to fix this EUP. We have ripped the EUP about 25 times to 30 times already. We have popped that EUP apart. Yeah.
And
And
just on top of that, vehicles and
yeah.
scripts that we're introducing into DC. Of course, as you guys are watching this, you guys are more than likely seeing us kind of thinking around with some of the scripts. So we've got a ton of scripts. Thank you, McLaughlin, for that. We are running right now a ton of the Big Daddy scripts, which are amazing. They are kind of a finicky thing to get working, but Hannah's been doing really well at getting them up and going. So, the issue we've been fighting is a blessed Camaro.
Yeah. The that vehicle alone, I needed to pull out all the code what was on that Camaro and redo it all just to get it to work again.
Right? And that's taken hours to do. Just simply as we would get it working, we would add something else in that Camaro, and it was just like that car would throw fit. So it's been kind of a nerve-wracking thing, and honestly, it started kind of getting on my nerve, especially because that car, as you guys are hopefully seeing within the video, is a nice car. So having it being up and down is kind of a irritating experience, but that is just dev work in a nutshell. Just a huge issue.
Yeah, as a huge issue, and in DC, I have put out an announcement saying a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So DC, where are you wanting to see DC in a year or even two?
I want to see DC up and running with a lot of people in it.
That'd be nice. So as of right now, what all departments are open for DC?
You have fire department, recess, so nearly all departments are open
Yep. And for those that are wondering,
except PD.
yeah, except for PD, sadly, as they are kind of a troublesome group that we have. But it's just simply as everybody that is ahead, we all work our normal 9 to 5. So, the server has kind of become a secondary thing for a few people, and for those that have been working on it, Hannah, Moss, they've been kicking at it and trying to get it stabilized. So, for those that are interested but are wanting a little bit more details of who runs what, of course, I've already gone over the state being ran by Mr. McLaughlin. The sheriff's department is ran by Mr. Moss, who is been a treat. He's of course been on the videos. For those that have been watching the videos, I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out in the mock patrols, and for those catching the premieres, appreciate that too. I notice. But the FD is head by a certain individual that has been working their god dang tail off within the server, and it's the person I am talking to right now.
Yep.
And as a lot of you guys might have seen, this Hannah over here has a pretty solid car 3. Pat myself on the back there. Now I'm kidding. But yes, Rigby Benson. For you guys, I've been around from the SAF days, and where I was, of course, messing around with the gayest firefighter in SAF, Mr. Rigby. he is actually back in action with an FD as Car 3, helping out Miss Hannah keep the gremlins in the FD together and working as one. Then again, we're all gremlins in our own way, so who am I to say? Yeah, and then the PD head is Mr. Lowe, or a lot of you guys might know him as simply Corey. So, good dude, but thing with Mr. Lowe is he's been taking a lot on for the server, doing skins and that kind of stuff, and of course himself working a job as well. So he's got a lot on his plate right now, and that's kind of what's been slowing the server down just a little bit, but perfection cannot be rushed. So yeah, that's kind of where everyone is within the departments. Of course, you guys might have noticed, well, you didn't say your name besides Fire. Well, as a lot of you guys probably saw on my videos, and if you don't catch my RP videos, that's okay, but I am the major within the State Department in hopes of eventually getting myself up into the Lieutenant Colonel's position as number 2 for State. So, got 2 departments on my hands right now, and I'm juggling both of them fairly well right now. But that's also a very small community, so not too hard.
Yep. And also you have to have a legal GT5, and you have to be over age 16 to join DCRP.
Oh, also, I forgot about a certain somebody, Mr. Stevens. He is, of course, the civilian head for those that are wanting to come into server as just a civilian and give us all a lot of trouble. So that'll be your man. Can't forget about the civs. I'd be fired.
Yep.
So, with that out of the way, what else is picking at you to get addressed within DCRP, and what you want the audience to know?
Fire is getting updated with new vehicles. They also have a new EUP in as well.
Hopefully, of course, seeing that in the background. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, but hopefully you guys are seeing what we're talking about, at least throughout the video. I'm not sure yet. So, yeah, with that being on the side, that's basically what we got for DCRP. For those that are wanting to join, again, the link is in the description to the Discord. Please come hang out as even a fan in the Discord if you are not able to roleplay. So, said earlier, we've been doing a ton of War Thunder content. Of course, breaking War Thunder, buying premiums, doing videos on premiums. It's been a ton of fun as of lately. Just simply as I've gotten back into War Thunder pretty heavily as of late. And I've also been getting a few other people back into War Thunder as well. So, that's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of stress involved in that too. But it is what it is. So, to move along pretty quick, these podcasts, I have a feeling, are going to be a little bit shorter than our live ones, just simply as, well, for this podcast, we didn't really have too much to talk about besides DCRP, and we kind of well, we kind of went through that a little bit quicker than I was expecting, as we have, of course, the main staff here to address a lot of the stuff that I was going to have to scramble about and find details for, which, of course, thankfully I didn't have to, so it saved us a little bit of time tonight. So,
Yep.
YouTube, it's becoming apparent to me that I've got to try something a little bit different on YouTube. So, you guys will notice here in War Thunder videos, the podcast especially, as of course we've been keeping our language fairly clean. It is going to be a kind of a culture shock for a lot of you guys that have been around the channel for a long time, because I am very unfiltered with my language, but we are going to be taking a step back from that more adult content and cleaning the language up on the YouTube channel in hopes that it will be pushed out to more people here, as of course it will be a little bit easier for YouTube to push out onto the algorithm, just simply as we're not dropping the F-bomb every 2 minutes. When it comes to roleplay though, do not expect that to be filtered. There is too many people that I would have to hold hands with to keep everyone's language in check, and well, as you're a cop or a civilian, tensions run really high, so the filtering and that kind of stuff just gets thrown out the window as you react and you say stuff on instinct and not necessarily with any filtering. So I did, with the call to call video, I did try to censor out a lot of the cussing, but of course I ended up letting a few slip just on accident, as I was a little preoccupied during that editing. So I got like 90% of the F words, but a few of them did slip. And after that, I basically was like, screw it. It's not worth the time and effort to go back and skim through the whole goddamn shebang to be able to censor out every cuss word, just simply because not only would I have to be censoring myself, but those around me as well. So there was a lot of bleeping that was having to had. So I decided to scrap that idea and just leave the 5M more mature audience, just as it was easier for me simply to do. So yeah, here soon, once DC can actually get into either a soft launch or just full launching, you guys will be seeing non-mock patrols, of course, because we'll be launched, and you guys will start seeing live streams come from DCRP, as I will probably not end up recording those, just simply as I feel they are a little bit nicer for you guys to just be able to see the raw feel of what we do and how much downtime there is for certain departments, because of course with roleplay everything is done on the spot, it's unscripted mainly, so there is of course downtime. And for those that are getting into 5M, you expect a lot of go to go, just simply because that is how videos make 5M out to be, but there's a lot of downtime between hand, so it is nice for me to be able to have that live interaction with you guys as well, because it makes my time go by a lot faster. So yeah, oh, another topic I didn't actually note down, but this is something myself and Hannah are going to be doing here soon, but that is, or already has been, sorry, TikTok. We are going to be using TikTok as a huge platform to do a lot of our promotional stuff. So when departments open, departments close for applications, you guys will more or less find that kind of information out either by the Discord, or if you are on TikTok, you guys will find that there. So if you guys are not following our TikToks, they will be linked as well down in the description. So please give us a follow to keep up with what's going on with DCRP. So, yeah. Is there anything, Hannah, you would like to add as I've talked 90% of this?
Nope.
Alrighty.
And we will probably show off some of the vehicles here.
Yeah. Of course, they'll already be in game. Uh, or they'll have already seen, but, yeah. With that being said, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little, quick little podcast type of deal. Like I said, if you guys like these live and a little bit longer, don't worry. We will change back if you guys are not liking this kind of format of how we're doing stuff. So, like I said, just please let me know in the comments how you guys are liking this podcast and this kind of format. And if you guys are worrying that, oh, the podcasts are only going to be like 30 minutes, that's weird because usually they're an hour long. Excuse us for the shortness of this podcast. Simply, we've been doing a lot on DCRP, so a lot of us haven't been really doing much else. So our list tonight was a little bit shorter than normal. So with that being said, you guys, we are going to wrap up and hopefully not crash at the... Oh, I crashed. RIP that car. With that being said, guys, we're out here. Take care.